TNC Predators turn to ban. Dire Team ban. TNC Predators turn to ban. Dire Team ban. TNC Predators turn to ban. Dire Team ban.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we are, game number 2, hour plus match number 1. TNC in control for most of it. Just simply could not finish the game thanks to eHome doing everything they could to prevent them from doing so. But in the end, TNC was able to break through and gain the victory.
They didn't ban the Night Stalker break.
They did not, is what you're saying. Okay,
They
so did
didn't
they
ban
pick
it.
it again?
Team pick.
I mean, if you're TNC, they didn't pick it in the first stage, I guess, so you don't? You go for something, you know what, like when you're TNC, pretty much at this point you're feeling so comfortable no matter what you do. They just won 3 games in a row and they've been winning for quite a long time. They're feeling themselves as monsters. So let's pick up an Earthshaker. Let's try something a little bit different, at least for today. Try some different strategy. Let's check out if it's only the drafts that are making us strong, or actually, you know, we're just gods. Maybe that's the way.
I mean, that's one way to think about it. Okay, there's the Kato. You mentioned that was a 5th ban last, or a 6th ban even, last game right there. But eHome's not going to make that mistake again. Classic combo and Kato Chaos Knight, by the way. But I was going to say my opinion is more of a Earthshaker. Is also a bit of a takeaway from eHome, considering Faith Beyond has now played at 3 of their 4 games today and has been looking pretty good on it.
Oh, no.
That's a good combo.
Not like this. My heart, my soul, my thoughts and prayers for everyone on eHome and their fans, because Earthshaker plus Morphling, man, that's a scary team to play against. That's just disgusting. That's just filth coming from TNC, that's all.
Hey, what's more disgusting though? I mean, Kato Chaos Knight's also pretty. You know, it's a good
Shaker Morphling is much worse.
I'm gonna shut up now. Yeah, that's.
Kotl is definitely a problem, but Earthshaker plus Morphling, man. You know what? It feels so good when you're a support and the Morphling jumps on top of you, followed by Earthshaker jumping on top of you, and both of them hit you for like 1500 HP a piece. Like, great stuff, Volvo. Great stuff, Gaben. Thank you, Ice Frog.
You thought one Earthshaker was good into a Chaos Knight, now you kind of had 2 to deal with. Of course, no Echo Slam from the Morphling, but still, overall pretty good. Yeah, this Chaos Knight again, a good combo with the Coddle again, but you're already dealing with essentially 2 Earthshakers now, potentially. That's not fun. They have ways to deal with your Phantasm already.
I was reading Reddit and there is this one dude. He was talking about the way he deals with Morphling. When he's a Shaker and someone picks Morphling versus him, he says he just doesn't skill up his passive or something. You know?
He just makes himself completely useless.
Don't skill totem at all.
That does not sound like a good strategy. I'm not gonna lie.
That didn't sound plausible at all to me too. But you know what? To each his own. I also saw 6 Dragon Lances Ogre Magi, so that's also a thing.
Ogre 6 Dragon Lances, let's go, man, it works.
Yeah, there was some meme about that. But yo, eHome, they do take down the Skyret Mage, and I believe this is quite a solid pickup versus Morphling, because you have that long range AO, long range silence that is casted too, so you can prevent Morphling from Morphling and take him down in a zap, like in a second. So Skyret is definitely not some random thing they just thought of. It's definitely a good hero versus Morphling. God, can you stop being so filthy, TNC? Like, You've already been defeating these teams with whatever you picked. You don't have to bring filth now to Morphling Venom. Alright.
Where it says, oh, by the way, Axe
10
potentially
seconds
for
remaining.
eHome. Good setup for the Skywrath.
Not a
5
bad pick,
seconds remaining.
but problematic to play versus Venomance
Okay.
because of the wards. Like, I mean, it still can be done, but it forces you to itemize a little bit differently. Perhaps get a Shadow Blade at some point, because getting through those wards and blinking in can be problematic. But still, maybe they will decide to go for it, as the call is good versus the Morphling, versus the Venom too.
Something
But
to lock
maybe-
people in place for your Mystic Flares is a
TNC
good
Predators turn.
tool to have.
Another Invoker.
Invoker.
Yeah, I mean, he played fairly well in that last game. It wasn't an easy game, but he played well, so
Yeah.
why not? Also gives away that Skyrat is most certainly going to be our position
Dire
4.
team ban.
I speak for the
We'll see what they
trees.
roll the Skyrat on the offlane with. Oh, a Furion, alright. Pretty good as well.
It's not often you see a team just completely change their lineup from one game to the next, especially after a victory, but TNC is showing how flexible they are when it comes to being able to pick many of different heroes.
And what's
10
funny is,
seconds
like, in their
remaining.
first series of the day versus Team Unknown,
5
they also
seconds
had different
remaining.
strategies. Yeah, in one game they played Night Stalker too, but in the other they were
TNC
rolling, I believe,
Predators
Magnus
turn to
PA,
ban.
so something completely different too. They ban out the lean,
TNC Predators turn
and
to
Timber
pick.
banned out by TNC, okay. Yeah, like you could put Timber versus the Vano, I guess, as well, or the Nature's Prophet on the lane too, and you don't really have a lot of control for him on the side of TNC. You wouldn't be able to take him down that easily.
Dire
Maybe they
team
had
pick.
something in mind for their last pick too. Oh, just Puck.
I mean, where the who's going to be where? Is this a mid puck with offlane Veno?
I'm not really sure too.
Yeah,
I'm not really sure. We'll see.
we will. We will. They definitely have ways to go with the CK though. That's this CK is
10
kind of a rough game
seconds
right now.
remaining.
It could be a Shaker core, it could be a Shaker support.
5
Shaker 4,
seconds
Nature's
remaining.
Prophet 5, Puck and Veno your cores. Most likely that's the case, right? The Puck and Veno will be your cores, and then Nature's 5, Shaker 4.
Yeah, eHome still, they could use still some kind of initiation, that offlane hero in general. Axe before, you talked about Venomancer might be a little bit of an issue. Sinking is still there. Direction. Definitely an initiator though. Use.
What can they take else? Something standard like a Centaur is there, but not really perfect.
What about Tidehunter?
Definitely not too bad. Would be alright. They could use a Tide. But perhaps they need something with a lower cooldown of a stun, like you just said. Something like Sunking would be alright.
Yeah.
Some initiation that they can use a little bit earlier than just wait on the Ravage. But that utility could come in handy. Definitely some pipes, some mag from the offlaner versus the Prophet versus the Venom. Yeah,
Beastmaster.
they go with the Beast, okay? Something like Lats definitely helps out too. And you also have that setup for Mystic Flare, right? It's not as good as your Access Call or your Chrono or something like that, but you do have a Roar for the Mystic Flare, so you have something to work with if you're Skyrat. Overall, I don't know, I like eHome's lineup again. I liked it in that first game, but in the first game they were playing versus Night Stalker, and in this game they're playing versus Gabby God with that Morphling, and March playing the Shaker, so yeah. Eventually Morphling is going to roll out of control and just start one-shotting. That's a problem. Yeah, We'll see the puck made top lane Venom, by the way.
Okay. Mel certainly likes his puck more than others, it feels like, so maybe not a surprise there in the end. Gonna be matched up against that Invoker. Yeah, I go back to this is eHome's lineup overall feels solid. The one issue is that Chaos Knight though, and how much freedom is he going to have this game is would be my concern. Even with a BKB, it's not necessarily freedom as far as moving around and being able to make plays here. So
yeah, especially because you will be laning versus that Venomancer early on, right? And
yeah, you know, well, I gotta think this is this has to be a Quas Wex Invoker this time, right? Like Spirit Vessel's really good, and in general, they could use more control.
It could be a really good Quas Wex Invoker game, yeah. But it's player preference in the end, right? They do need Quas Wex to create space, to just roll with Beastmaster while Chaos Knight comes online, but perhaps that's not their plan. Perhaps Chaos Knight just gets 2 bracers and starts fighting. Let's see what they go for. He didn't skill anything just yet.
Prepare for battle.
But I agree with you, I think it will be Quas Wex.
He's keeping us guessing for now. I mean, the fact he didn't level up Expert for Sunstrike is
Pretty giving. Already telling.
That's my
You
friend.
might wish to
Was
retract
a
your last
mistake.
move.
good look. Have fun's coming out initially. Nice little tips as well. Open people up with Dota Plus. Early ward from Kato, which was spotted, or at least somebody's pinging out the mid lane. As if something's going on here. Look at this Kato, by the way. A tree! One more. Got it.
Got the tree, got some experience, but I think what eHome is doing that I really like is that they're sending Chaos Knight on the
30
off lane
seconds to
and Beastmaster on the safe lane. I think Chaos Knight versus Furion plus Venomancer would get crushed, and sending him on the off lane versus the Morphling might not sound like the best idea, but when you're covered by the Skyrat, alright.
First blood, it shall be duly noted.
Alright.
Yeah, he was up here. He put the sentry down as if he was trying to counter ward himself.
The battle
But he got caught by the
begins.
fissure on the wrong side. And that was a whoopsie moment, so gives up first blood.
Yeah, just like that. I mean, Quattles are very fast, but at the same time, if you catch him, he just dies so quickly. Has what, 500 HP, that's super easy. And Armel is feeling himself pretty well right
Oh yeah, it's first blood, and that bottle eventually gonna come that much quicker. He's already able to finish the little talisman. So yeah, this it's not only that, but again, you're dealing with the Quas Wex Invoker. This Invoker's like, are you kidding me? This is already not gonna be maybe the most fun lineup or matchup here. So
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of damage on that Invoker, and now he has to play versus a puck that has an advantage. It's not an easy lane at all.
let's see, bottom lane this time from the beginning though. It's a try versus try lane as Gabby's protected on the Morphling. Able to get his farm. You got Chaos Knight on the other side though, so it does set up the 1 versus 1 top. Veno versus Beastmaster. Interesting matchup there we have.
Yeah, on the top lane, Venomancer might have a slight advantage. On the bottom lane though, it's where the fun happens, right? Like, it can go any way, and Moss right now is taking a lot of eating, but yeah, he goes back and solves up his phone.
That's Ring of Basilisk is on Tim's currently, but Nature's Prophet, so that's something else that the Radiant team is able to benefit from, the early aura. Got here, and you see Chaos Knight and some right clicks. Somebody's gonna die here soon, it feels like. Everyone's softening up. Level 2 is gonna hit soon.
Yeah, it's all about the region and how you force the enemy team to waste it in this first couple of waves. It's basically the battle of nutrition. And after that, once someone is low enough because they didn't have enough tangles or salve, you pounce in, you go in for the kill. I think one advantage the TNC have got here is the fact that they have Pims with this Fury. So he is basically a free courier at any given point. He can go back, get some region, get the items, and bring them back to the lane.
Pretty nice to have. Looking at this mid lane matchup, Armel right now 12-5. Invoker's 8-0, so 9-7, getting some CS in there, but you see again, Puck is able to use that phase shift even to dodge some of these attacks, and he is really keeping that pressure up, and he has a bottle already coming out, so that pressure going to continue. There's what you're just talking about. Nature's Prophet actually teleporting back to base, comes back in, hands off some items to Morphling, so essentially playing a courier for the Morphling.
It's such a huge thing for him to be able to do that, because it pretty much creates this stable lane that you don't have to win, but you won't lose it, because you will always have nutrition, you will always have resources to heal yourself. But
Radiant structures are fortified.
and that's all they need pretty much.
He is really deep here. Takes a tornado. Pop the illusion, so he's not necessarily going for a kill. He's just really bodying 897 right now. As apparently Tim's goes down at the bottom lane, but Armel might be going for that kill. It's not going to be enough damage to make it happen, so clearly keeping 897 at bay. Back to the bottom lane, now Skywrath being chased away. Yeah, they were able to get the one kill down here on Nature's Prophet.
Mid lane, oh, he dove the tier 2 and he might fall for that. That's not very far.
Oh god, the Colts have initially the bottom charge is a miss uphill also. And he stays alive.
Yeah, maybe 897 would have chased, but he saw the Furion spamming the ports on top of him, so he decided not to go for that. And Armal is waiting for the bottle to be refilled, but he misses the wrong. He misses the rune, and Tips is the one that picks it up.
Yeah, at least Tim's was there to pick it up. He teleported in, grabs it, happens to be Invis, and now heading bottom lane. VT faded by the way. Able to pop us out, so he will be good. In fact, March is going to get turned on because of this. Even checking to see where he was at. Ends up going down. Faded though, manning up against a Morphling. Blinding Light pushback. Once again, CK will be fine, so living life on the edge of sorts.
Think you get it? One more hit?
Yes.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Good job, Armel.
Yeah, they were playing on the edge. And he kills himself to go on the tower, to refill the bottle, to respawn with full AP, and then he can fight again. Yeah, very well played by him. Considering he had an advantage of that mid lane, like it's definitely not an easy lane for the Invoker to play in.
I have to say this.
5-minute bounty rune's coming out, and we'll have the split happen. 2 for 2. Yeah, this Puck now certainly starting to pull a bit of an advantage, as Shrine going to be used by eHome as 3 heroes. In fact, CK's porting top lane, so looks like eHome's giving up on the idea of the trial lane bottom. Enough is enough. Let's send the CK top, get him some safe armor. Also try to go for the kill initially.
I really like the fact that Disaster is sticking around, because he might try to go for the Venom. Yeah.
There you go.
It's such a good thing to do. Like, if you want to switch up your lanes, stay with the core, hide with the core that's rotating, and try to gank. And then you have 2 cores ganking, and it can be very powerful early on in the game. And this skill brings them both to the levels that they need. 897 mid lane.
They're going in. Does he have Dream Coil yet? No, actually. Okay, he does use it. Excuse me. Yeah, he uses it right there, as the Blinding Light though from Kato will help keep Invoker alive.
Dire's middle
And
tower
just
is
in
under
the nick of
attack.
time, he uses Blinding Light, and at the same time, the winning rift
Dire's
goes
structures are
away.
fortified.
I think perhaps Armel didn't have to use that early on, because Invoker was fissure blocked, so he could have saved it for a bit later, but then again, they will take down the tier
Dire's
1,
middle
so
tower
the
has
major
fallen.
objective has been taken by them, and that's what's important.
Not for myself.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. It's like, sure, he stays alive, but tower goes down. It's only 6.5 minutes into the game right now. TNC is just fine with that, and Puck gonna have Earthshaker even nearby. Roman there, but Armel's feeling very good about where he's at right now. You got Venomancer at the top lane, also doing some pretty good parts. Yeah, all 3 cores of the Radiant side actually managing pretty well, including Gabby, a Morphling who's got that casual Morbid Mask early on. But we see the Manta style.
Let's check KP's item build. He's going Boots of Travel first. First item, Boots of Travel. Feels good, man.
Why not? Get away with it.
Yeah, that's what they're for. Get away. I don't know. It's just interesting.
Yes.
A bottom lane puck, silence, George.
Managed to
and,
retract your last move.
Yeah, he underestimated there as far as the Ancient Seal coming out and the Beastmaster Primaror on top.
yeah, Ancient Seal is definitely a really good skill in this game. A really good skill. Versus the Morphling and the Puck.
Dire's top
It can
tower
come in
is
handy.
under attack.
Top lane Veno though. Can they get him?
He's got those bots coming. Gonna pop Salve, block with the ward, or at least try to. Somebody else is here, that would be the Skyraz, and now we definitely are gonna collapse on top end. Look at that big hit with the Chaos Strike.
Yeah, ZQ has had a pretty decent game so far. 2-0-2, 2 assists, 2 kills to his name. Not that low, 5 minute 8. And he's, I believe, going for that 8 toss, which, like, 8 toss already tells you that he doesn't need any setup for that Mystic Player. With the 8 toss, with Ancient Seal, he can kill off Puck and the Morphling if he manages to silence them before the phase shift or before the morph. And I believe it's a pretty good Skyrat game. We should look out for ZinQ. If he has a good game, he can definitely make the difference as a position 4.
Invoker heading towards bottom. Planning to meet up with the team to make a play down here. Looks like they want to go for something.
Radiant's
KP
bottom tower
is the one
under
down here right
attack.
now. You see Venomancer has those bots finished. Is just trying to protect this tier 1 tower. And there is a 9-7 tornado EMP.
May your
Gold snaps, but not going to matter as far as Tim's getting away at least.
Yeah, they were thinking about it. They were thinking about diving, but with the shaker there's no way. He just prevents them with the future. And this is also a problem for eHome. If you want to be aggressive, if you want to take objectives, you somehow have to take down KP. But he's just spamming his wards, his bananas around the tower. And you can't approach it. Look at Fate Beyond, he's doing like a really good play. He's going all the way through the trees, look.
Yep.
I love this, I have to say, I love this. If it works though.
TI winner, baby. Yeah, it's not gonna work though. at least for now. He's still gonna hang around, but as we see, Venomancer going for the bounty
Radiant
runes instead, so the
structures are
timing was just a
fortified.
little bit off.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Nice plan from him. But sadly didn't work.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
VT Faded actually destroyed, or excuse me, he went for the bounty rune and it was destroyed right in front of him. As over here, Tim's gets found by Skyrat.
ZQ solo.
No Mystic Flare even needed right there.
Yeah, that's a solo kill right there, and there's Puck with Invis on the
Dire's
mid lane,
top
but
tower
he
is
doesn't
under
want to
attack.
really go for them right now. But with the will, perhaps he can go for Invoker.
Dire's
He's gonna
top
go for it.
tower
Drink
has
coil,
fallen.
it's ready. He's not using it yet.
That range up helped out 987 was.
It's better not to. Hawk goes down the bottom lane, and here comes VT Faded. They do catch up to
Radiant's bottom
Venomancer.
tower is under
March is
attack.
there for the fissure. Gonna try to block with his body as well. The enchant totem. And he allows KP to get away. Faith Beyond actually ends up falling as Armel rotates in. He also saw the Wrath of Nature coming through. On top of that.
VT Fader does manage to get out, so he can continue farming, but whenever you play versus Morphling and Shaker, you feel like you're on a clock, man. And if you're eHome, there's a reason why they're diving this tier 1, why they're pressuring TNC so much, because they have to do something. They have to start taking some objectives before Morphling gets online, before he has that Lincoln's, or actually he's going for the Manta Eggs, alright? Still good. Manta Eggs, just get those levels to turn into the Shaker once he has the Chant Totem leveled up.
That's what matters there for TNC strat. And again, you got a hero like Puck, especially with the success that Armel has had earlier on. Can certainly open up that space for the Morphling. And he's going to try to find a kill on a cuddle at the top lane. No, he's just going to push it out instead against Keeper of the Light. But Blink, once that happens for Armel, certainly that much scarier for eHome to deal with. I was also looking at Invoker. He didn't have anything queued up for a while, and I was like, is he really thinking about going to Midas here? But no, he is going to go the Spirit Vessel build, especially being the Quas Wex.
Yeah, it's
Radiant's
definitely a good
middle
pickup.
tower
I'm
is
wondering
under
if
attack.
we'll see something similar on Venomancer, like a Vessel. I see that item, like every time I see Venomancer right now, I see Vessel picked up by him. But then again, I don't see a lot of travels as the first item, so, you know, maybe not really KP's item of choice in this game. We have a smoke from E-Home, and ZQ, they're moving in. You can take down Tims, I guess, but not really the best target.
Yeah, it's one of those, it's like, okay, I guess we get a kill, but exactly, they don't want to invest all this time in a smoke just for that. In fact, they're not even going to get that. Tims is a little too slippery there, apparently. Manages to get out, gonna send the treants in to scout the information, and sure enough, will find them. So you see the line being drawn as mid lane. Could have a clash here happening.
Radiant's
Boker
middle
up
tower
front,
is
Cottle.
under attack.
Gonna run uphill as well. Will-O-Wisp is ready, so haven't seen it used yet. Certainly could be a play.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Venomancer
Radiant's
will
bottom
prevent him
tower
from
is under
spamming
attack.
any more plague wards,
Dyer's
which is pretty
structures
decent,
are
but
fortified.
I don't think they'll be able to just pressure this tier 1 any longer. However, the bottom tier 1, VT Faded has used his ultimate, and this should give that tower.
Dyer's
Yeah, they're just gonna
bottom
give it
tower
up.
is under
A little
attack.
surprising for this composition of TNC,
Radiant's bottom tower
but I
is
guess they got a
fortified.
little too distracted.
Yeah, they take it down easily. He tried to basically port in, summon the trees, and attack the tower, get some chip damage done, which he did manage to do. He didn't port fast enough after he saw the port coming in, and Roar catches him. So they lose the Furion, and they don't really get a lot out of it. They just get some chip damage on the tier 1.
TNC gonna try to get some revenge maybe at the top lane. As there we go. Morphling jumps in, morphs into Invoker. It's fun seeing that. Throws out the
Sadly,
tornado.
protection, yeah.
Oh yeah, I assume that they were gonna have protection, but you figure Armel maybe they want to carry it. Not the case here though. And now turn chance? Not really. Mr.
Dyer's
Tornado
top
himself.
tower is under attack.
With my
I guess they had some miscommunication there, because Tornado isn't really the spell that you want to use at all,
Radiant's middle
as you
tower
have
is under
Skyrat
attack.
coming, so, and Skyrat
Dyer's
was
bottom
hidden in the
tower is
fog, so
under attack.
if he manages to use that ancient seal, Puck is pretty much as good as that, so Tornado will just mess it up in any way.
50-minute battery runs. There's a little wisp. Earthshaker running uphill, only to die. So that's caught in a trap right there of sorts. Good bounty rune control from eHome. And they managed to get 3 bounty runes. I believe they're going to get it. There's still one over here on their side.
Yeah, they should get that last one too. 3 bounty runes for eHome, 15 minutes in. That's a pretty decent win for them, as that should even up the net for it, as TNC is just 1k ahead right now. Not really too much.
Interesting. Like, you see the Tinker wards, by the way, being placed by the Dire side, both at the top and the bottom of the map.
Radiant
Oh, top lane,
structures
yeah,
are
speaking of it,
fortified.
Armel, Drain Quality connects an Invoker. You saw the damage he took with the snapped, with that Veil debuff. Jeez, he got bursted down.
Yeah, very interesting words coming from eHome, I have to say. I wonder who they're thinking about catching. Most likely it's the Venomancer, right? He likes to hide around and just spam the plague words. So this way you can actually catch him off. Definitely not an easy kill to get though. However, at the same time for TNC, it's pretty simple to get these pickoffs. You have travels on
Dyer's
Venomancer,
bottom
you
tower is
have
under
this
attack.
global teleport from Tims, you have
Might wish to
teleportation,
retract
and
your last move.
that Invoker falls so easily. Once you catch him with something like a puck, he just
Dyer's
falls.
bottom tower is under
And
attack.
Tims is trying to do the same thing on the bottom lane now. Yeah. It's so annoying. Yeah.
Yep.
Like, you don't really want to go there to deal with this. These treants, they're just not giving you enough out of killing them, but you have to rescue your tower or let it fall like they're doing right
Dyer's
now.
bottom tower is under attack.
Fun game that Tims is playing. It's a necessary strat though in their mind, and he's gonna spawn more trees here once ready, I'm sure, and try to kill this tower.
Yeah, I just love this. They're having a lot of fun, right? With their strategies, with the way they're drafting, with the way they're playing.
Dyer's bottom
They're
tower
really
is under
enjoying this
attack.
game, and TNC,
Radiant's
I love
bottom
this team
tower
right
is
now,
under
and
attack.
yeah, they're doing
Dyer's
really well.
bottom tower has fallen.
There you go. Mission accomplished for Tims. Now he can go elsewhere. As they ping it out, but it got to a point where, yeah, it's just not worth it in their mind. Like, all right, just take it. Let's let that be done. That's the case. Oh. Yeah, I was looking at top two. The bottom, they actually just counter-warded down there, but top lane, sure enough, Puck manages to escape.
Yeah, but the whole game plan for TNC right now is just chill, right? Plan the plague wards, chill behind them, farm with Fury on, perhaps creep skip and take some tier 1s with Fury, and that's about it. Wait for the Morphin to come online. And so far, they haven't been ready to respond to that. At least not yet. Maybe now though.
Top tower is under
There we go,
attack.
the Will-O-Wisp is in. That's an illusion right there, as we see, so we'll be fine. March. Fissure blocks. CK wants a tower kill. We'll get it up here. Armel, he lands a drink call on two. Keep it the light. Ends up snapping right there. Puck gonna get bursted down by the Skywrath. Oh, the face shit. Armel will barely stay alive. Somehow nobody dies.
Yeah, Tim's with that Glimmer Cape helps out Arval there, and he manages to stay alive, even though that's pretty scary. That's an Atos completed on Skywrath, so he needs some item to help him against that silence, something like an Ult, which he has queued up already and is moving towards. He needs that souls as soon as possible now, because this Puck suddenly can't fall to just the Skywrath even.
What is white? That was such a risky play. He is gonna actually TP out in time. He's cutting the creep way with the Lumen, then runs into the trees. For him, they were not close enough. The spam pings coming top lane. TNC
Oh, it
wants
faded. This isn't where we want to be, boy.
He is no chance getting out of this one, does he? That's even the poison Nova going to be active in the Echo Slam. They really want to make sure to kill this CK, and understandably so. They take him out.
They take him out, and instantly they go towards the tier 2. However, on the bottom lane, 9-7, he's caught.
What's happening? The core's suddenly getting a little too cocky for him, it feels like. Both pushing lanes by themselves with minimal vision.
Especially because you know that Morphling wasn't top in that kill. He wasn't involved. And you still go and you continue pressuring bottom lane as Walker. Oh, why?
Trying to run. Pumped down by Armel though. Armel. Oh.
He has the Hawk vision, so it's easier for him to juke. He had the vision from Armel. Bottom lane Gabi. He was roared down, but yeah.
It's TP. Stun after that, so it doesn't get the kill, but we'll protect these bounty runes at least. And we'll have a split on the bounty rune control, but yeah, you see this Morphling. It's getting closer and closer. Top net worth in the game.
I don't understand the agonyms on Morphling. Like, why does it give you so much range out of everything else? Like, it's crazy how much range you get on these spells. It's just ridiculous.
It's pretty strong.
Yeah,
the first one,
it's pretty strong. Yeah.
The first time that when they added the Axe effect to the hero, the one that I saw it initially with, obviously Earthshaker is amazing, but the Dark Willow was
Oh
crazy
yeah, I
as well.
remember. That was so stupid. Like Morphling turning into Dark Willow in Shadow Realm and it just destroyed people. I remember. It was pretty good.
So it's just like, it's the range, it's the cooldown reductions, obviously pretty absurd about it. It feels like a really, really strong axe in some cases. But
I mean, with Shaker especially, like, he's just going to start turning into him and destroying everyone. It's just a matter of time, pretty much. Mid lane, why? It's just a matter of time. You get... Oh. Morphing's on your ass. Yeah, he's gone.
he is just about there. He just needs a point booster, I believe. Yeah, there's the other components being delivered. So Axe just around the corner. Chaos Knight, he's gonna get TP'd on. Looks like he's far enough though to survive.
He's got a BKB too, so... Push comes to shove, he can just BKB TP away, but they, again, eHome, they need to start making moves. Like in that last game, they had a reason why they were so passive. They had a couple of Midases, right? So they could afford being passive, hiding on the high ground, defending for as long as possible. However, in this game, I don't think that's the case. I think they're already ready to strike, to pounce, and they have to do it before all these items of TNC are completed. slowly but steadily, they're getting everything they need.
The hell? So I'm looking at Venomancer trying to escape right here. Looks like he'll be able to do so. Nice 4-staff away. Sorry, I'm just baffled. I'm looking at the win probability chart. I don't know if my chart's bugged or if it actually has a 63% win chance for the Dire side.
For the Dire side.
So, yeah, apparently it likes Chaos Knight quite a bit.
Chaos Knight, I think Skyrat plays the major part in that as well, with his silence. I think when you're picking heroes and you see Morphling in a pub, let's say, you see a Morphling and Puck versus you, I think the green line on Skyrat is going to be really high, because there's a high chance you'll win if you pick that hero. Just advantage is big. The silence is pretty good, however, unfortunately for him, there's a man down Morphling and there's a Yules on Puck, so you can't really take them down any longer. And they did smoke up.
Big flash coming, and there is the Will-O-Wisp. Mark's around a fissure, but Tim's also pulled shortly after. And so does Yearshaker. They're going to go right into Roshan. Perfect transition, but this isn't necessarily a free Roshan. It's Gabby. Oh, he can't finish the job. The Glimmer Cape comes out. He'll survive for now. And now Gabby's in a bad spot. Clear about to use Armel, trying to save his teammate. If anything, he's going to leap away with that new axe. And Gabby going back in. He's man-moded. He's back to full life. Wants to kill him. Oh, he is dead. He should back in, and down goes KP as well on the Venomancer. Suddenly four
probability. There you go. That's why they see the future. They know what's gonna happen. And they force a buyback from the who was it? Venomancer? Yeah, KP.
Yeah. Well, that's, I mean, Morphling's staying dead for 45 though, but I guess they do stall Roshan from happening, but still, that was a hell of a fight for Eho.
Yeah, definitely very good fight for them, especially for taking down that Morphling, who was really playing with fire. Like Morphling, like, he jumps in, turns into Morph, but he had no Manta style to work with, so he couldn't shake off the vessel, and they just take him down. Tims barely survives here.
Yeah, I saw that Sunstrike.
Now, there's some Morphling players that you just can never kill when they have their Aghanims and they can turn into Shaker. But there are some Morphlings that always push it to the limit and get punished for that. And this time around, Gabby definitely did get punished.
Are they going to try to Roshan themselves? Oh, wow. Let's see, at least checking it out. Morphling is in there with Earthshaker. Invoker. He is going to be collapsed off. He double fissure. Cannot get away from it. He's out for 40 more seconds. Does have a buyback on Invoker if they really want to stop this Roshan. Beastmaster nearby. Beastmaster going to get jumped though. Armel's chasing. Faith Beyond. Teleport coming in for Nature's Prophet as well. There's the buyback from Invoker. By the way, Kano got picked up by Gabby meanwhile. So there's still 4 versus 5 now. Faith Beyond. Up comes a Mystic Flare though. And Punk will pump by back if you land. Here's Gabby jumping in the back lines as I'm taking out the Beastmaster. Waveforming for the burst damage of the Adaptive Strike and a triple kill for Gabby. Much cleaner this time around. Make it ultra kill, he says. With the Fissure, give the man a damn rampage. VT faded. He's not getting out, or is he? Oh, Gabby, is he going? He wants it. Do it. Do it.
He wants it.
He wants it so bad. Go in. One more lead.
Now. It's a fissure now. He's going in. He's going in.
Go. He gets absurd.
But no Rampage.
Hey, come on, game. We'll call it a rampage.
It took him too much time. Rampage denied, but yeah, that's what we were waiting for. We were waiting for this Morphling to enter God mode. Gabby God mode Morphling right there. Turns into the Shaker, gets plus a million damage, hits you and kills you in pretty much 2 hits. Yeah, I feel for Equal, man. I feel bad for them because this Morphling plus March Shaker is ridiculously strong at the moment.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yep, it is online and it is doing work. Gabby is starting to really take over this game now. Yeah, so he's just gonna chill up here, waiting for somebody to come nearby. No, that's somebody's Beastmaster, Faith Beyond. Are you kidding me? I thought it was just one Earthshaker, not 2. Oh, action there. Glimmer keeps saving her for now, but now 897 or yeah, 897 on poker. He is found. The dust eventually hits. March dying elsewhere at least, but they're gonna get the kill on Invoker still. So.
I love how they were so bloodthirsty for the Invoker that they didn't give a hell about March. He was dying right next to them, to Necros and one boar. And instead of helping, just killing off the boar and Necros, you know, it takes you a second. They're just chasing for Invoker. They're like, March, this is your time, bro, you know, like, you did your
part. Dire's top tower has fallen.
You get the top tier 3 tower. Gonna go for more. 2 are dead, not buying back, so why not? Your TNC, there's a blink now purchased on the actual Earthshaker. KP, Glimmer Cape helping to save him. Glimmer Cape certainly doing a lot of work this game right now. KP just keeps running around in a circle while Gabby is gonna die apparently for the Mystic Flare, but will have the Aegis. So will come right back up. Gonna waveform out. Not want to risk further.
Yeah, everyone is out on the side of E-Home and you don't have your Shaker there or Puck, so time to retreat, perhaps go for the Shrine instead of the melee Raxes and live to fight another day. Puck has to be careful on the bottom. Yeah, they do have silence there. He's fine. It was a difficult kill though. He has Yules for good too.
Oh, look at Puck. He's actually the one going in. Avoids the Mystic Flare though. Great phase shift, and Gabby says, I'm here to clean up, baby. Oh, he found the Beastmaster.
Beyond Godluck. 11-1 on this Morphling. Just God mode activated.
I know we've seen this combo so many times now, but it's still just every time I can't help but giggle. It's hilarious almost to watch, especially when it's online.
It's stupid strong, right? It's just stupid. Why is this in the game? That's what you want to ask.
That's kind of what I'm saying, yeah.
It's pretty much like, why is this possible? Hey, it's just so strong, it's crazy. I mean, there are teams that have been able to deal with it. I believe it's TNC that actually won with Morphling Shaker and then won versus Morphling Shaker in the same series. But, it's just much easier said than done. It's not easy to deal with this at all.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Mobility is just absolutely absurd. Deafening Blast won't even connect right there. As he just leaps away. And I understand, like, not every player can do this. Gabby certainly has, you know, the fast fingers there and that quick reactions, etc. But it does seem very powerful. But hey, there's bans for a reason.
Dire's middle tower.
So it's only E-Home to blame in that sense. And there's a jump in. Kill Invoker? Maybe? No, he's actually going to survive. Just barely.
Yeah, there's bans for a reason. When you're in the first phase, you know, you have to think about banning one of these 2 heroes just to prevent the combo. When you're drafting in the first stage and they have the second pick, it's not too easy to deal with.
Yeah, we'll just find another kill as they're controlling bounty runes elsewhere. Yeah, and he's actually queued up the BKB, and he's level 25 by the way too. That's just kind of crazy as well.
He's just getting kills alone. Like, I'm not surprised he's 25, 30 minutes in.
The active strikes. That's ridiculous. They get it. Slam coming up. They didn't kill Gabby, so they killed the Ray Father. He's trying to run now, and BT faded. Can only mana for so long. Looking to fall back. How about that Orchid pick up by Chaos Knight?
Yeah, definitely did help him take down the Morphling, but he might fall himself. Yeah, they get him, and he has no buybacks, so the Megas will be claimed by TNC in any second now, I guess.
Middle barracks are under
and Morphling, actually, yeah, you're right. Morphling chose to buy back here. He could have done that earlier, but I guess the safer play is just to take the Raxes and slowly wait for the Morphling to respawn.
Yeah, it's clearly that caught him off guard, and again, the Orchid on Chaos Knight, not something you expect to see at all, but it's one of those, it's like, alright, well, now we killed the one guy. Turns out that the other heroes on this team are also pretty good, and, you know, pretty good farm on top of it, especially Armel and this Puck. He's second behind that Morphling. He's got the dig on level 3 currently.
Level 5
and he just fought 2 more. Let's make it level 5. He's going to TP right back into the mid lane. As if he was never gone.
We were talking about Morphling and how well he's doing right now, but it's partly because of Armel and how well of a laning stage he has had, right? Like, he just created so much space afterwards. He was able to rotate across the map, get kill after kill, while Aghanim's was being purchased by the Morphling, and once that tags is up, once he had the Shaker with a sufficient level, he just turns into pretty much... March is pretty much a walking totem right now. He just walks around and lets this Morphling turn into him, and that's all. That's all he has to do.
He's not here to play the game himself. He's here to play the game, or to help Gabby play his own game.
That's so sad sometimes. The position 5 life is really sad, you know?
Hey,
if you're a Wisp, or if you remember Lich a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
When you were eating creeps and shielding your carry, that's a first ever.
Lich was a very basic hero, yes. Oh, Tim's goes down. The top lane, and now the hunt is on. Can they catch Faith Beyond? No, yes they can. Drinko locks him in place as he attempted a TP out. That Glimmer Gate, and they zap him down. Meanwhile, over here, Gabby, he catches Invoker. He's trying to finish him. That Glimmer Cape yet again. Gonna save, though.
Now he's screaming at March. Where's the action?
No, let's Coddle. Will-O-Wisp. He's gonna wait for you in the back, and he kills Invoker. Anyways. However, he's Orchid. Then Morphling. Nice one.
He's fine. He still has Satanic as well to work with.
Well, they're buying back. Ehome does not want it to be so, but I think it's bound to be so at this rate. As this would be mega creeps if they clean it up, but apparently not yet. Gabby gonna morph back into Earthshaker. Says, all right, thank you very much. I got my tools now. Drops the Skywrath. He buys back immediately, but Beastmaster, you can't do that. He's dead for 2 minutes. Chaos Knight caught once again, and they're just gonna call the GGs. So TNC go into the winner portion of the playoffs. They get a little bit of a break now. Congratulations to them. Ehome will have to keep fighting here in Group A to see where they place in the playoffs.
Congratulations to TNC. They definitely played super well today, like in both of these series.